This was in 2021. The opportunity to do a TED Talk was, I think it came across an email, I don't know. And so I applied for it. I had no idea. And they nicely declined. I'm laughing because I didn't realize it has to be very specific. I still don't know the whole logistics, but I laughed because they were like, girl, no, like you're not ready. And now knowing I was not ready. So what does it take to become a TED Talk? Hey, welcome to Tasha Talks Life. I'm your host, Miss Tasha Talks Life. This is the space where we have real conversations with dope people doing amazing things around their corner of the world. And today, I just want to say I met her at her event, and it was so amazing. International Women's Conference. We're going to talk more about it, but I want to welcome Dr. Neva to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. I mean, I'm just going to say, when I first came to the event, and I think I saw it on Eventbrite. So I didn't really know anyone, like who was going to be there. It wasn't like someone said, hey, come to this event. I just was looking for like-minded women doing things. And so I came across it on Eventbrite, and it was in Nassau. So I said, I'm going to go. And I like going by myself to things because I feel like it forces me to connect with people as opposed to going with a friend that may not be as social, or just when you're with your friend, you stay with your friends, right?
Exactly.
So when I went and I saw you and I saw other women on there, I said, I have to connect with her. I was like, I don't know like what she does exactly at the time. I just knew the event. I'm like, I have to connect with her. So thank you so much for coming to sit with me on the couch.
Tasha, it's a pleasure to be here, and I'm glad you're one of those that decide to look for an event to attend, because sometimes you figure you put it out there and you're promoting, but you found it on Eventbrite itself and you showed up, and I'm glad you were able to connect. So,
and it looks like it's working, so we know that it works. There's people like me that's looking. So yes, Eventbrite. So that was great. So tell us a little bit more. Introduce yourself to the audience.
Sure. So they call me Dr. Neva. The last name is Alexander, and I do leadership development. So there's two aspects. I'll start with the business side first. NevAlliance leadership development, but I also have the foundation, which I focus on women's empowerment and community engagement. Hence the reason you came out to the International Women's Conference and we connected. Well, beyond that, let's see. I'm from Jamaica. I was born in Jamaica, but I've lived in New York most of my life. I've traveled to many different places. I want to say 22 countries.
Oh, okay.
And I've lived and worked in the Middle East before. And yeah, I love people and culture. I find it to be dynamic. And that's a tad bit about me, but I'm sure you're going to dive in some more.
Yes, for sure. Because you say you're from Jamaica. I have a lot of family that is married into my family. So, how are you and how's your family with what happened with Melissa?
Ooh, so I went down to actually be on ground to see what's needed and how I can help. Right? It's heartbreaking. So most of the family, they're from a part called Westmoreland and St. Elizabeth, and that's what the part that got hit. Like, there are other parts, right?
But that was those,
yeah. And depressing, because I'm driving by and I see homes where the roof went, the bathroom, everything. The only thing that might be standing is the kitchen. And the very day that I went, it happened to rain. And there's a family, it just broke my heart because they were in their home. The roof was gone, so they had the little thing to cover, yeah. But the rain was still coming in, so they were stuck to the corner. I'm like, oh my gosh. And I'm driving past seeing this. So, I mean, I know it's going to take a minute to really get Jamaica back together. One half of the island is great, the other half, catastrophe. And there are people that lost everything. There is a family friend, we call him family.
Yeah, for sure.
He lost everything. He had a stroke, and unfortunately, by the time I came back here, he passed.
Oh wow, I'm
just
sorry.
From everything that happened. So, and some people didn't take it, to heart, but then there's he was of age,
Yeah.
but it was just so
A lot.
much.
Yeah.
So, but within all that tragedy and stuff, my great grandma passed away in '86.
Okay.
And we went to the ancestral home to see if still standing, and nothing happened
Oh wow.
in Westmoreland. We're like, wow. So
Wow.
I mean, that's a good thing out of it all.
Yeah.
But yeah, they need help. It's going to take a minute for everything to, come back to.
Yeah, what I know is that Jamaica is resilient. I definitely know that, And I've been to Jamaica before, and I'm actually scheduled to go back in August. And the travel agent, because I wasn't sure, and she's like, everything is going, you can continue to pay, and she want the money. But I
No,
was
no, no.
like,
As I said, it depends on where you're going,
yeah,
and understand that not everything is going to be 100%. There are
yeah.
backup generators. There's certain parts that don't have but I'm sure where you're going to go, you'll be fine.
And my cousin, she actually is sending, I think she's sent already the fourth Blue Barrel, and we all donated clothes, money, and all the things, and she's just sending it there. So praying for Jamaica, of course. And then again, I have friends, everybody's like, thankfully, their family members are okay, whether they're unhoused or not at the moment, but they're alive and they're safe. So yeah, so I just wanted to ask about that because it is real and it is happening, and so thank you for that. So before we got into your story, because I want to hear how we got to global leadership and 22 countries. I mean, I'm chasing that. I mean, I just came back from Grenada, and I'm like, I'm ready for the next one. And my friend is getting married in Belize, and I'm going there, and I'm like, let's go, stamp it up, because I'm ready. But I usually do this part to introduce the show with epic moment of the week, right? And that could be something you've embodied, something you've implemented, something you've been consistent with, or something you like to celebrate.
Something I've embodied or celebrate?
It could be, yeah, it could be either.
Let's go with celebrate. So recently I did TEDx. So
Oh
I'll
yes,
celebrate that. Yeah, thank you.
congratulations.
And I know TEDx back, it's 10 years ago, it was, or 15,
Yeah.
it was like this, but just a checklist as a speaker, like that is an accomplishment, and it puts you on the spotlight because
Yes.
even though I've done my own stuff,
Yes.
and public speaking is just naturally, it's just a different type of public speaking.
Yeah.
And it's like lights, camera, action, go.
Wow.
So yeah.
So that is, first of all, congratulations. Let me tell you a little funny story. When I started coaching when I first got my LLC and started coaching my friends, this was in 2021. The opportunity to do a TED Talk was, I think it came across an email, I don't know. And so I applied for it. I had no idea. And they nicely declined. I'm laughing because I didn't realize it has to be very specific. I still don't know the whole logistics, but I laughed because they were like, girl, no, you're not ready. And now knowing I was not ready. So what does it take to become a TED Talk?
So let me just say, and I guess this is a little tidbit for the audience. You have to, they're different TED Talks, right? So it's just a matter of getting on to one. There's someone that I know, she was not able to get in any on New York, so she applied in Connecticut, and they said yes, so she went over there, right?
Okay.
So that's one. It's just trying to, it's, yes, you can apply and get on, yes, but it's also important to know people. So relationship is also a part of it, right? But do understand that they have a committee. So it's not just one person. You may know one person,
but you still got to bring it in. You still got to, there's a whole application process, right?
It's an application process, and they will research you. They will look and see, okay, she's been here, here, but of course the application have to be, make sure you answer the questions correctly. So it's where you're gonna, after you speak, you're gonna deliver a particular message that someone can
Yes.
take
Uh-huh.
with them, and they have to make sure they get that portion. And it's not just, oh, I'm coming on to sell my business.
Yeah.
That's not.
You don't even do that at all. Like, it's not even part of it. Like, I've watched enough TED Talks to know, like,
Exactly.
I think the first one I've ever seen was Mel Robbins. Do you know who that is?
Yes, of
I
course.
love me some Mel Robbins, but she was the first one that I ever saw, and then I would, like, see different ones here and there or whatever. So, yeah, that's congratulations. That's pretty cool.
you.
Like you said, but see, that's the thing, right? Another check. That's how we are as women. It's like, I'm glad that you said, I'm going to celebrate that, because it's always like, check, did it. What's the next thing? What's the next thing, right?
Yeah.
So how did you get into this line of work?
I think it's not, I think that's a bit spiritual.
Okay.
It's not like I woke up and said, this is what I want. I think life has constantly pushed me in a certain direction. And I'm like, yeah, I want to go this way. And like, yeah, you're funny that way.
Right.
So that's just been my life story. And I recall early this year, I was in England. And I went I was speaking to my aunt. I was like, as a kid, what do you think I've become? She's like, exactly what you're doing right now. I'm like, really? She's like, yeah, because you always had a point. You always wanted to, you speak, you teach and train. Like, I went to a program on a summer program, and I didn't think the teacher was driving the point home. So the following day, I asked to volunteer, can I do this? And
That's
they
hilarious.
said, okay, sure. And now imagine, I'm like teaching people my age, but they got it the way I broke it down. And so pretty much that's just looking back in time and where I'm at now. So it's just, I look at what comes naturally to me, right? Now, unfortunately, sometimes what comes naturally doesn't automatically generate revenue. So it's either you have to look at the whole picture or you have to be patient. And if some people can't, they don't have that patience. It's like how long it's going to take. But it's really looking at your skills, your talent, right? Another situation, I got this little gig to. At the time, I was able to teach insurance because I had my certification to do that. I was teaching insurance, and I was just doing it for money. But I was telling them in the class that, oh, I think I want to do journalism, and they're like, no, you're good at teaching. I'm like.
You're like, but I want to do.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
But sitting back, it's not just teaching in the classroom. You teach on the stage, you teach in the boardroom, you teach in many different places, right? It's just a matter of being able to deliver information
so that people could understand it.
Yes.
That's that part too.
Yes.
So if you were to train, like, what are some skills? Because I know you train leaders, right? Or is it just?
It's not just leaders. Leaders is when I say leadership development, it can be, there's many components to that. Yes, leaders, but you could be an entrepreneur, you're also a leader, right?
Okay,
You're in your field. You can be in the workforce. So I've taught in different leadership. When you break it down, it's just conflict resolution. You're teaching the entire staff.
Just teaching them how, because somebody's leading somebody, no matter what, in some way or some capacity or whatever.
It's just having the quality of it. Yeah.
So what makes a good leader?
Someone who could understand it's not all about them. It's about the people. Right? So some people may think, oh, it's to have a follower. Follower is great, but you have to have something for them to follow. Right? And that's what I will say. Being able to realize truly it's the people that you are leading, and that's one. The other quality of a great leader that I would say is being able to be trustworthy. Right? People have to trust you. And and trust comes with you leading yourself, and that they can follow you because they trust you to
Right.
lead. So yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and I always say a good leader is a good follower. Like,
Of
meaning, you
course.
know what I mean? Like,
Of course,
you have
yeah.
to be coachable, you have to understand, and like you said, it's not all about you. And I think that's where, like, leaders that are just because you're a superior or whatever, but no one likes you. Your your staff or your they don't like you. They just listen to you because they gotta get paid. Like, that is such an unhealthy
Very
environment to be
unhealthy.
in. And so when I do my mentorship, because I mentor little girls too, and when I mentor them, because they see me as a teacher, but after school I tell them all the time, like, I'm not your teacher, I'm your mentor. It's a different relationship here, but I tell them I'm wearing a different hat right now, and so it takes a little pressure off. They're able to be themselves. But yeah, I've always been a natural, just kind of beat to my own drum. Like, I'm biting my tongue these days because God is asking me to be quiet. He's asking me to be
But that's
quiet.
also part of being a leader,
Yeah.
knowing when to stop speaking and
Mm.
to, I'm not sure if this is where you're going with it, but at the same time, listen more. And that's because in order for you to put action in place, you need to hear what the people are
Yes.
saying.
And I didn't
Yeah.
always have that. It was always like, as a young girl or whatever, and something didn't make sense to me or something I didn't agree with, I was very articulate, like, and I'm realizing now also my friends coming to me with their stuff, I'm always giving them, you should do this, you should do that, and I learn now that it's very wise sometimes to just take it in and not respond, knowing that sometimes it's just an ear.
Right.
Sometimes they just want you to hear them out.
They just need a sounding board, yes.
For
sure.
And so, yeah. So, so I'm learning to be quiet, but I'm also very like, if the math is not mathing, what is the solution? Also, my boss used to say, don't come to me with a problem without a solution. Right? Like, if you're saying that there's a problem, I mean, that they don't have any solution. Now it's just like complaining.
But can they handle the solution? And that's another thing. And I've done research on leadership, right? And so one of the research that I've done, which I have a book on, A Female's Guide to Understanding Leadership, how a woman lead is a little bit different from men. And within decision making, a man will say, listen, let's find a problem quick. Da, 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 da. It's, for me, the way I describe it, it might be patchwork. It's, the plumbing, the broke. Let's just da, 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 da. With a woman, she will go, okay, this has to be removed. This has to do. And
structure the whole thing.
Exactly. So going back to, will they really like, that solution? Is it quick, fast, or things that you're going to have that will cost you to implement?
Or getting to the root and all of that. So
Exactly.
speaking of men, and I want to talk about your book in a second, but being in leadership and training leadership development, how would you say your experience has been with men, like as far as training them, or have they been receptive to?
Yeah, yes, I don't have problems with training men. They have been very open, or doing not just training within development itself, because I've had individuals that will fly in for a week so that I could work with them one-on-one in development, and they're very open to see. It's more of, in that space, is more, okay, how do it, you do it here in the United States, and how does it work? And
So they're coming from somewhere else.
yeah,
to
they come
get-
from somewhere else. Not all the time,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
just within that case that I told you.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, it's never where there is a resistance, right? Because I'm not in a room. I'm not saying how women do it from how men do it. This is what you need to do to see some, progress, or for things to move forward.
Yeah.
So I've never had that. And a matter of fact, I've joked around, but it's the truth. Most men support me, like purchasing stuff.
Oh wow, good. That's great.
Yeah.
Because like, I know women that are in corporate America, and they're like the only black woman in their department, and they talk about, a lot of times there is this you know, like where it's like I'm looked over or not taken so serious. So I was just curious about that. I'm in a 90, what is it, like probably 85, 90% field of women. I'm an educator, so it's more women than men. So I wouldn't know, but that's why I was curious to ask. That's good.
You know, being looked over comes in also in the business environment, right? So yeah, it is there. You're still gonna see that. But if you focus on that, I don't find you'll move forward because I don't know how to, it's can make you feel really like throwing the towels or just walking away if you focus in on being overlooked, because yes, it happens.
Yeah.
They don't even realize they're doing it. But I know even in recent times, I've not gotten a contract because they feel she doesn't have any children. She's just taking care of herself versus he has a family. So let's give it to him. So I mean, I've been in that situation. But it's
On to the next, or it just wasn't. I
and
mean,
one
look
is
at it
for
like
me, boop, it's for
exactly. I
me.
was just about to say
I'm not,
that.
because again, as I said, you may focus on that, but as I said, spiritually, God has a way just pushing me
Yeah.
where I need to be. So it's okay. It's okay, and I'll be fine because there are always other opportunities,
Yeah.
and you got to just have a positive mindset.
And I think if you have that look on life, like as far as doors are closing for a reason, I feel like it just makes things. It just makes it more smooth. Like it just okay, that wasn't it. If you have that trust in God's plan and what He truly has for you, that just wasn't it. I feel like I've only started feeling like this the last since 2017, 18. I started really doing personal development and getting back to like myself and looking into all of this stuff. And I'm just like, now it just wasn't meant to be. Whatever it is, and sometimes it can feel so funny because it's like it really does not affect me in that way where
And it could just be, it may not be for you at that time.
right.
Right. So it may come back to you at a later time in a better package.
Right, that part. And so just wait and trust patience, like you said, having the patience, which, whew, patience is a practice. I'm like that when I be praying to God, like, yet? Not yet? Okay, fine. So talk to us about your book. You said it is the Women's Guide to Lead It.
So I have a few books.
Yeah, I know. I see. Yeah.
So that particular one I mentioned is Female's Guide to Understanding Leadership. I also have one, Crossing Borders, where I wrote on three different women sharing their stories here in New York and how they became successful in business.
Nice.
Steps to Entrepreneurship is another one, and collaborating on another one right now about will be released in January.
Okay.
So I wrote a chapter on that, sustainability and growth and using leadership for that.
Nice.
Yeah. So, and I know I am forgetting some off.
For sure, because you
Right?
definitely.
Because I know. But yeah, so pretty much my focus is leadership, so it's either leadership or business development piece
Nice,
that I
nice.
do.
I love that. And so talk to us about the conference that's coming up because we need to know so we can get our tickets and pull up.
Yes. So International Women's Conference is going to be at Hofstra University. It's been doing that since 2017, except for the pandemic because that was a no. But yes, it's going to be there again. We have Senator Bino. She's going to be the keynote this year. It's March. I say this year. Next year.
But
It
yep.
depends on
Yep.
So 2026, March 7th, 2026. And yeah, the theme is going to be her voice, her culture, her power, her legacy, and pretty much our panels revolve around that.
So 2017, what was your thought about the first time you like, did you wake up and just say, I want to do this conference? Like, what was that like?
So there's a few different layers of why I did it. One, I wanted people to know about the work that I did in leadership, but that didn't even happen.
Okay.
It took its own face, or it just took us something. And the second was I wrote the book, Female's Guide to Understand Leadership. And I'm like, okay, I wrote the book, now what? And I was trying to get speaking opportunities, and I wasn't really not what I wanted. And I said, okay, so I'll create my own opportunity. And not just that, I wanted people to know about the international aspect, and you could be local, right? But there is a global aspect, and international. It's just we have a diverse individuals right here in New York, on Long Island. So, and I wanted to show that. And this conference, it started small, very small.
It wasn't small when I.
But for me, it's the impact. No matter how many people, I want people to show up.
For sure.
But it's the impact and what you get out of it. And the connection is one. And the people that, that I bring, they bring knowledge. It's just so many things. And yeah. So when I started back then, it's pretty much the same. Always have that impact.
Yes.
And
And my next question is the name, right? I'm always curious to know, like, where do the names come from? You said your voice, I know the last one was your power.
Okay, so her voice.
Her voice.
I probably said your voice.
Her
voice, her culture, her power, her legacy.
Got it. Love it. And so,
yeah. So how did I come up with this? I thought about individuals, for one, that I want to highlight in the creative space. Each year I take another, this year it was on wealth and not wealth, I'm so sorry, wellness and health. The previous had a little bit more international flavor with leadership, and then the following year, I don't remember. But each year I just think about what I felt I wanted this year to show next year, whose voice I want to bring to the forefront. And so that I wanted. And people with legacy, it was like, there are women out there that's created legacy, right? Who are they? Let's talk about them. Let's talk about culture, So there's one person, she's multilingual. You wouldn't know, you think she's just an everyday person, but then her job takes her all over the world to speak. And culture, there's so many different parts of culture, right?
Yeah.
So, and I mentioned her voice and the power that we have.
Yes, that we don't. Some people don't know they have and don't know how to use it. So power is you see that stuck out to me. I remember that because power, you need that. So I love it, and I will be there. You know that.
Yes.
So last season I did a different icebreaker. This season I wanted to do something a little more fruitful, something that we can really take away. So this is from my EPIC method, which is 4 parts: embodiment, power, implementation, and commit and celebrate. And so I'm going to ask you, there's 3 colors. You can pull one. It'll tell you what category it is under. You can just...
I'm trying to get it.
Oh, yeah. You can read it.
Okay. Ooh. Power.
Power, look at that. Wow.
I'm most confident when. I had to think about that. So I'm most confident when I am teaching.
That's mine. You just took mine. Yes.
I'm sorry.
Elaborate a little bit. That's
what I do. So I'm most confident because, as I mentioned earlier, it's just natural. Like, that's just natural to me. It's just in me. So
that is exactly what I was going to say. And the reason why I say I love to see whether I am doing a workshop for women or whether I am in front of the little people, I love to see the light bulbs go off. I love to see like, like I get it, or that's something I could use, or, and to feed it, to hear it back. So yeah, mine was the same. I'm most confident what I'm teaching.
So you have to pick another one for
Yeah.
yourself.
Right? It's a different, let me see. I don't even, and it's funny because I cannot remember which card, which I guess is a good thing. Which card is what category? Let me see. Ooh, commit and celebrate. My peace is worth. My peace is worth fighting for. My peace is worth pursuing. Yeah. Because it's like, I feel like with peace and knowing how to pursue it and knowing how to get with the hard times and the things that come to really knock you off, it doesn't have that much power or much effect because I know how to get back to my peace.
My peace is worth my life. It's everything. And I am the person that will, if something is causing me to not have peace, I will cut. I will.
Immediately.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I love that. Oh, that was so good. That was good. So tell us where, my last thing. One last thing. I know you're like, wait, what now?
Go ahead.
What would you tell your younger self? What would you tell little Neva?
I will tell little Neva that she's okay. She came from humble beginnings, very humble. One may call it poverty, but she'll be okay.
That's good. That's good. I love it. Thank you so much. So tell us, Dr. Neva, where we can find you and where can get a ticket for the event.
Sure. So everything is really on my website, and it's NEV. That's part of my name, Alliance. So you spell NEV, put the word alliance.com. You'll find me. If you even Google or my full name, Dr. Neva Alexander, you'll be able to find me and find the ticket information on the website.
Because she's global, y'all. So you already know. I want to thank you for tuning in. If you are coming with me to the event, let me know in the comments below. Please subscribe, share it with at least 1 or 2 friends. Sharing is caring. I want you to have the most amazing week until next episode. Thank you. That was good.
That was awesome.
That power kept coming.